Hello and welcome to Conquering Alba, where we take you to the historical places that helped make Scotland what it is today. Today we're in South Ayrshire as we visit Greenan Castle. The earliest mention of Greenan Castle is in the year 1190 when Roger de Skelbrooke made a grant to Melrose Abbey of various things, including a toft below his castle of Greenan. His lord was mentioned in the grant as Duncan, son of Gilbert, son of Fergus. Duncan was the lord of all of Carrick and had been granted the land in return for resolving his dispute over dominance of Galloway with his cousin Ronald. Situated atop of a sea cliff, it was originally a promontory fort, converted into a moat and bailey in the end of the 12th century. In the 15th century, a tower house was built by the Lords of the Isles, which later passed into the hands of the Kennedy family. Most of what we see today are the ruins from the 16th century. In 1476, the lands of Greenan were forfeited by John, Earl of Ross and Lord of the Isles for treason against King James III. In 1493, King James IV granted the lands of Greenan to William Douglas, son of Archibald, Earl of Angus, before being granted to the Kennedys. In 1603, John Kennedy of Balterson gained control of Greenan. It is unclear if he extended a castle already on the site or built Greenan Castle from scratch. What mostly remains of the castle is the main tower with the foundations of a larger building next to the tower. The area inland has a number of mounds, thought to be where a small village would have been built around the castle. It is also believed there would have been a wall around the castle and the village. The village owners would pay rent and fight for the owner of the castle when required. In 1766, Thomas Kennedy, Earl of Castles, gained control of Greenan Castle, with the castle from that time falling into disrepair and then later abandoned. The entrance of the castle had a lintel which had a description which said JK 1603 FND for John Kennedy of Balterson and his third wife Florence MacDowell, who held the lands here at Greenan along with Greenan Mill and the salmon fishing rights on the River Doon at this time. Beside the tower are traces of a walled courtyard and outbuildings, which were probably stables and a kitchen block, as the small tower has no kitchen within its walls. In the courtyard on the morning of May 12, 1602, Sir Thomas Kennedy of Kilsane and his servant Lancelot Kennedy mounted their horses to ride to Edinburgh, having spent the night before with Thomas's half-brother John Kennedy of Balterson. Just a few miles away in the woods of St Leonard's, which is now a suburb of Ayr, they were ambushed. Sir Thomas was murdered in retaliation for the death of a young laird of Bargany in December 1601 at the Battle of Brochloch. Years later, the Muirs of Auchendrane, father and son, were executed for their art and part in this murder. This story is what inspired Sir Walter Scott to write his short play known as An Ayrshire Tragedy. We hope you have enjoyed today's video here at Greenan Castle. Despite the castle falling into such disrepair, the sights from the castle are impressive. If you wish to see more of Scotland's historical places, please like and subscribe, and until next time, Alba go bra.